Welcome back. You're with us here on Opening Fire. Mr. Adi Godrej is joining in, chief at the Godrej Group. Mr. Godrej, thanks very much for joining in. Great to have you with us here, sir. Prashant this side. Good to have you back. It's been a while. Before I get to your thoughts on how macros have changed, because markets certainly have changed many times over, I think since the last time we chatted, I just want to sort of ask you about the new launch at Godrej Consumer Products, sir. So the paper-based household insecticide under a brand called Goodnight Fast Card has been launched, and you priced it pretty aggressively, ₹1 per card. Yes. Can you sort of talk about this? Yes. What segment is this targeted towards, and then I'll sort of take it from there.
Right. I think this is a very innovative new product we have launched. We had already launched such a product in Indonesia about 3 years ago. It has been extremely successful there. It's a very low-cost product. It's a simple card, paper card, which you fold on a saucer, burn it for about 3 minutes, and it renders the room free of mosquitoes for several hours. It is very low cost. I think the consumer price in India will be about ₹1 per card. It has the advantage that it does not need electricity as some of our solutions do. It is very affordable, and it does not have the smoke nuisance that coils tend to have over a period of time. So I think it should be an excellent product to increase the use of mosquito repellents in India, where the penetration is still quite low. And as you know, malaria and dengue are spreading in the country. They are quite harmful diseases, can even cause death. So we feel this will be a great product to increase the use of mosquito repellents at a very affordable, in a very affordable manner.
Right, got that, sir. Have you been selling this elsewhere in the other geographies you operate in? And what kind of success have you had?
Only in Indonesia. It's a very new invention. We have been selling it in Indonesia. We've just got it registered in India, so we've launched it in India now. There are not many countries in the world where such a product is available, and we are one of the pioneers.
So would this eat into your coil sales, because you are the market leader there as well?
Yes, I think it will add to sales. It will add, but people who don't use household insecticides will tend to use it. But of course, in certain cases, people who are using some of our existing products or our competitors' existing product may also use it. But we are quite open to that, because a new format may eat a little bit into existing formats, but it almost always expands the market and creates choices for consumers, which is really what it is all about.
All right. Got that, sir. Got that. Is the product already available in stores, sir?
Yes, it's already been started to be distributed. I wouldn't say it's available in all stores already, because we started distributing about 10 days ago. It takes about a fortnight to 3 weeks to cover all stores. So yes, but it's available in a large number of stores, and advertising will start very soon.
Got that, sir. Look forward. I just want to get your thoughts on the macros now, sir. What is your assessment? We've had the RBI policy last week as well. We've had a repo increase, more to come. Yes. EMIs are going up, squeezing consumption and the consumer expenditure naturally. What is your assessment? What are we seeing right now?
Well, I was disappointed with the repo rate increase. I think with the tapering being delayed now, I think we should have maintained the repo rates. I think what the RBI governor did in terms of reversing some of the short-term interest rate trends that were brought in to protect the rupee was good. I think they've done a good job on containing the depreciation of the rupee. The rupee has appreciated about 10% from its bottom. But I think in order to create a strong macroeconomic situation, the rupee needs to be contained at somewhere between 57 to 60 rupees to a dollar. That's a fair price for a rupee considering the inflation differences between the US and India. I think if we can maintain that, then inflation would be contained. If inflation is contained, the fiscal deficit could be contained, and we could get to a good macroeconomic balance. The great advantage is that the monsoon has been very good. Agricultural output, I expect, will be very strong. We had a bad monsoon last year. Growth in agricultural output this year I expect to be very strong. That growth in agricultural output will lead to strong economic benefits in the rural areas, which in turn will have multiplier effects in both industrial and services sector. So I think the worst macroeconomically is behind us. If the government and the RBI can take strong actions in the right directions, I think we could get back to a stronger economic growth in the second half of the financial year.
Mr. Godrej, the government has been clearing infrastructure projects and we hear about these very big numbers, 1 lakh crore, 2 lakh crore, 3 lakh crore worth of infrastructure projects once in a while, right? The Cabinet Committee on Investments. But we've hardly heard from, conglomerates and groups which actually are going to operate and basically build some of these projects in the first place. We don't hear much from them. What is the sense that you get from your peers in the space, sir? Has viability of some of these projects gone down with the passage of time and how things have evolved? Cost of capital has broadly gone up, or there is still a strong interest now that the government is coming back, in a way clearing some of these projects, but is there interest from the people who are supposed to invest and build?
Well, clearly the slowdown in permissions had taken its toll. Many people who wanted to invest were delayed because permissions were not coming. Even today, permissions for real estate development, both commercial and residential, are delayed in most states. So delays have led to difficulties. Of course, the capital cost has been very high, so that has led to difficulties overall. But it's good that the government has cleared some of these big projects that were stuck because of inter-ministerial decision-making difficulties, environment, defense, and other difficulties. So I think that will help. Industrial investments are continuing, but they're not as strong because demand has slowed down. Until demand starts picking up, I don't expect much stronger industrial investments to take place. But for example, take our group. The various companies in our group have implemented or are implementing currently about 7 projects within the country. We're also implementing a couple of projects outside the country. So I think growth will continue well once the agricultural output is realized. But I think the most important legislation to help bring back growth to that 8% level is the goods and services tax. If that is passed at an earlier date, whether by this government or soon after it takes shape, the next government, I think it will lead to strong growth and we could get back to an 8% growth rate. The goods and services tax legislation could add 2 percentage points, other things being equal, to the GDP growth rate of the country.
Got that, sir. Mr. Godrej, thanks very much for that chat this morning. Great to have you with us here. Good to hear how you think about what's going on. Appreciate it very much.
Good talking
Godrej,
to you.
Chief at the Godrej Group. Thank you. All right, let's just take a very quick break.